I'm back. Calais is back. Trey McBride is back. And the floppy hat is back. You think I wasn't going to bring it back, man? Come on, let's roll.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Cardinals, Alex Clancy here. Follow me on Twitter at Clancy's Corner. Follow the podcast at Locked On AZ Cards. Thank you for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen, free wherever you get your podcast and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's episode brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNFL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. What's happened since I've been gone for the past week? Anything? It took me going on vacation for the first time in 15 years for Monty Ossenfort to wake up from his little slumber to bring two haymakers in, two things that I've been pining for, and I had to, give my reaction from the damn beach in Puerto Rico. Thanks for bearing with me. Guest week last week was a smash. Thanks to everybody who joined me, Mina Kimes, Bo Brock, etc. You were a nice placeholder for what I was doing. Being in sports radio for 15 years and hosting this podcast for 9, it didn't give me a whole lot of time to go on vacation. And I needed to be selfish. And I thought it was the right time. It wasn't. But all in all, it was fantastic. And I wouldn't change it. Now, some have DM'd me, asking me what I was doing, reach out on Twitter. So I wanted to give a minute and kind of give a little synopsis of what happened over the last 7 days. Some of this will make sense. Some of this won't. But I wanted to give a minute because, listen, this is our show, man. I just host it. So with a minute starting now, here we go. My trip started out, chasing a maniac through the rain at 4 a.m. First night there. That's how it started. We went to a different place in Puerto Rico. I needed to figure out what the hell an ATP was. Atapa? The hell it was. Spotify. We heard that song 100 times in 5 days. Pivoted into fake Southern accents. There was great food, obviously views. The best smoky old-fashioned I've ever had in my life. Coupled with that, questionable birthday dessert timing throughout. Very questionable. Full day on an island. Hermit crabs bigger than planet Earth. Wild. Almost getting seasick on the way there, but pulling it together like an adult. Living my truth, whatever the hell that means. 5 kings on the balcony, which I was terrible at. Screaming cheeks at the top of my lungs and our lungs. Had to be there, but that was wild and kind of scary and everything in between. I had a buddy who refused to get out of the pool and the ocean like a puppy who didn't want to go inside and was throwing a temper tantrum. Finding out the proper way to pronounce Bacardi is Bacardi. You put a little sazon in it, called it a day. Had no idea about that. There was one big old sound box. I can't really explain it, anything other than that. And finally, a budding relationship with a floppy hat that has, started the Chronicles. And now I have to say goodbye to it. Goodbye, sweet prince. It's going to be tough, but that was one of the best trips I've ever taken. Needed a reset. I got it. And now I'm here for you to fulfill my promise that I always do. Treat you like adults, not blow smoke up your rear, rainbows and butterflies just to hear it. This is our show. We're going into the 9th year, and pouring my heart and soul into this every day for you is what I promise and always have promised. With that, the next 2 shows are going to be like this. I'm going to take today to do Calais. I'm going to take tomorrow to do Trey McBride. The reason why I'm doing that is I'm already late. So why not slow it down a little bit? And then Wednesday, we're going to go full bore into the draft. Why I still think the Cardinals should go off offensive line at 16 overall. While they're probably not going to be done in free agency, there are some T's that still need to be crossed, some I's that need to be dotted. But today is for Calais Campbell. I've been, if you follow me on Twitter over the last couple of years, if you've listened to the show over the last couple of years, every offseason I've said, it's time to bring Calais back. It's time to bring Calais back. It's time to bring him back. And this is not a Terrell Suggs signing. This is not a, Malcolm Butler signing. This is not one that is a money grab for a former Arizona Cardinal because you want him to come back and retire a Cardinal. That's not what this is. Since Steve Keim and Michael Bidwell refused to give him the 3-year, $30 million that he wanted before going to Jacksonville and getting exactly that, being a perennial Pro Bowler still, ushering in the Saxonville regime in Jacksonville, then going to Baltimore, doing the same thing, then going to Atlanta, becoming a staple right away, then going to Miami and putting up incredible numbers, especially for his age, in the interior of the defensive line without Christian Wilkins. Now it's time. And now he's back. What does the overall impact mean for him coming back when he had other suitors? What's the on-the-field impact going to be? And what's the off-the-field impact going to be? Let's talk about the overall impact. This one surprised me. It's one of those things where you grow so accustomed to things happening a specific way that when they go a different way, you don't really know how to react. I got a text from my buddy Bo Brook because last week it was ha 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 7 rows all caps in text, and I'm like, oh no, what did the Cardinals do? I have no service. I'm on a private beach. I'm like, what are we doing here, guys? It wasn't a private beach. It was an island, and I look and I'm like, oh, those bastards. Oh God, this is the one. Out of a little dormancy, out of becoming a dormant volcano to an absolutely active one, Monty Ossenfort brings Calais Campbell back 1 year, $5.5 million. You partner him with Dalvin Tomlinson, Darius Robinson, Dante Stills, and then Bilal Nichols and Justin Jones as rotational pieces. You're cooking. And this is a 39-year-old who is playing like LeBron James for his age, for his position. Calais Campbell is one of the better run stuffers in football still. So is Dalvin Tomlinson. You immediately have that 0-1 jump that I've been yearning for this offseason, where it doesn't need to be the best guy. It needs to be a handful of good to above average guys. And that's what the Cardinals have. You think that the overall impact of him choosing the Cardinals and not going to anywhere else he wanted to go, he could have gone anywhere. He could have gone absolutely anywhere. And he decided to come home. This isn't nostalgic. While that's a byproduct, but that's not the main, catalyst for this. It's not the money. He probably could have gotten $7 or $8 million elsewhere. It's because he notices the difference. And if Calais Campbell, one of the best Arizona Cardinals to ever wear a uniform, not just on the field, but off, understands the shift in this organization, not just from when he left, because nothing really changed, but the last 36 months, 24 months, whatever it is, math, that should put to bed the, same old Cardinals, while they still have to produce. And while we'll see if Kyler Murray's the guy after this season, it is undeniable that the Arizona Cardinals organization has shifted. The Arizona Cardinals organization is starting to claw back the respect that maybe it never had. One move at a time. Of course, this is all under the guise that they haven't played yet. Okay, I know that. Okay, and all of the naysayers who will say, "Oh, same old Cardinals, same old Cardinals." You can't deny it because we haven't seen it yet. I get it. Oh, year 7. I get it. You think Dalvin Tomlinson and Calais Campbell would have signed with the Arizona Cardinals 3 years ago? If so, you should be drug tested immediately. It's little things. It's incremental. It's not overnight. The San Francisco 49ers going from last to first, they've been a winning organization, period. You can't compare that worst to first, okay? The Cardinals have been the laughingstock of the NFL for the majority of the time they've been in existence. I'm sorry, it's true. The fact that Calais Campbell decided to re-sign here, not for nostalgia, but because he saw a spot, he saw a void in this front of the Cardinals and saw that he can make an impact and saw the roster construction and saw the coaching and saw the leadership. This is an absolute bona fide home run, not just because it's Calais Campbell, but we're starting to see slowly the emergence of the existence of what I've been hoping for. the passive income of veterans wanting to come play here because of how the organization is run. And we're slowly starting to see it. This is the best definition of, if it's not a step backwards, it's a step forward. This is a massive step forward. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. What's going to look like on the field? Obviously, that's the most important thing right out the gate. I'll discuss it next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by our friends at TurboTax. So, listen, it's getting to be that time, man. And taxes used to be waiting and wondering and worrying if you were going to get any money back. And then waiting, wondering, and worrying some more. Now, taxes is matching with you, TurboTax expert who can do your taxes as soon as today. An expert who gives your taxes their undivided attention as they work on your return, while you can get real-time updates on their progress so you can focus on your day. An expert who will find every deduction possible and file every form, every investment, and everything with 100% accuracy. All so you can get the most money back guaranteed. No waiting, no wondering, no worrying. Now this is taxes. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live full service. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Woo, feels good to be back. I'm sorry that I wasn't here for that. I'm also not sorry because it was something that I desperately needed, man. It's something that I just desperately needed. And I was so over the moon taking everything in. So thank you. Thank you for bearing with me. This is going to be such a crazy next couple months. It's going to be bonkers. And what we are seeing slowly but surely is an emergence of a stable roster. You can look up and down the NFL and see, a couple blue chippers here and there on a bad roster. That's kind of what the Arizona Cardinals have been through a large chunk of their time. Methodical. You don't need to be splashy. The Calais Campbell signing isn't splashy. It's not. The nostalgia is, he really wants to come home. That's it. Where it's a kind of a mix of real life application with the feels. Real life application with, he actually sees something here that he hadn't seen in the last couple years. And maybe this was always his plan. Maybe he just wanted to play one more year in Arizona. I think that you don't see this often. You saw it with Carlos Dansby. Marcus Golden was traded back here from the Giants. You don't see it a lot. He could have signed wherever he wanted, and he came back. So what does it mean on the field? This is two-pronged. One, they've got the beef up front to really solidify the ability to collapse the pocket from the interior. That's one. He and Dalvin Tomlinson are two of the better run stuffers in football. Calais Campbell, 6'7", pass deflections is now something that will become a commonplace. Okay? It's something that now you can trust this front. And while they're going to add in the draft, free agency isn't over. Okay, I'm not saying they're going to be a top 3 front. I'm saying from where they were last year to now, night and day. I think that's pretty obvious. 3rd and 1, you trust this defense to run stuff. You trust them. You've got the big boys up front now. 2 well-established veterans who made a living off of doing just that, among other things. But you've got that now. You didn't before, and now you do. Remember when I said multiple times that the Cardinals are way far away, but they're not that far off? 2 moves, and they're there. But right now, there's a huge gap because they need veterans to come here, and they got 2 guys. One was a cap casualty in Dalvin Tomlinson. One guy saw what was going on in Miami. He's like, I'm out of here, guys. I'm out of here. And now you got your dudes. And then imagine what Dante Stills can do where he's not in a situation where he's not required to be the guy, whether it be through injuries or otherwise. It was injuries last year, lack of talent. Dante Stills is a guy, okay? Dante Stills is a dude who can be the next Dennis Gardeck in a completely, obviously different position. But he can be a guy, fresh legs, he's got some scoot, he can collapse the pocket. We've seen it. He's one of the more underrated interior defensive linemen in football. And I'm not saying that because I'm too close. I'm saying that because we've seen it. And imagine what he can be as a situational guy, maybe on third down, maybe on heavy packages, on short yardage. But remember when Dennis Gardeck was best at was situational pass rushing. When you make him an every down outside linebacker, that's not what he was. He was a special teams guru and a situational pass rusher. That was his wheelhouse. And the roster was so thin that you had to start him for 2 years. It's like, that's not the guy. And that's okay. Not everybody's that guy. Let him stay in his lane of what he's good at. And that's what Dante Stills will be good at. Imagine what he can be with that extra veteran beef up front, guys who have done it, guys who have been Pro Bowlers. And then the biggest part, the most exciting part for me, and it's because it's the newest, I think. This is all going to be exciting. The defense, dude, if you offered me 2 options, what I think would be the most sexiest, not most sexiest. What are we doing here? Did I forget how to speak English? The sexiest thing next year, if I had 2 entities to choose from. 1, the Cardinals put up 30 points a game, or 2, the defense gives up under 22 points a game. I'm taking the latter. Are you kidding me? An elite defense is much sexier than an elite offense, in my opinion. In my opinion. So with that, the newest version of a defensive lineman the Cardinals have is Darius Robinson, okay? Terrible year last year for him personally, injury-wise, family-wise. Like, it was a tough year for him, physically and emotionally, mentally, I'm sure. Came back, played sparingly, didn't really do a whole lot, didn't have a whole lot of help. Kind of give him a wash. Like, it's still incomplete. It's like, oh, he's a bust. Stop. Don't be a child. Don't be a child. Imagine being Darius Robinson with who's the dude already who took some of his NIL money and started a charity that donated backpacks to kids in need. That's the baseline for who he was who he is as a person before getting drafted by the Cardinals. And you better damn well think that was part of the reason why they drafted him at 27. Probably a little bit of a reach. He wasn't going to be there in the 40s. So you take your guy when you take your guy. Imagine pairing him with Dalvin Tomlinson and Calais Campbell. Are you kidding me? This is a J.J. Watt, Zach Allen thing all over again. But this time, you've got Darius Robinson in his second year. You've got Dalvin Tomlinson still in his prime. You've got Calais Campbell in that J.J. Watt kind of region, even though Calais Campbell's had, knock on wood, far less injuries than J.J. did in his career. Like, dude, if you think there could be a better ecosystem to mature as not only a football player, but as a man and as a leader, I'd be hard-pressed to find it. You can't minimize that, man. There's so much outside noise always around professional athletes, like just in general, being in the public eye. He's already a grounded dude. He took NIL money. He didn't buy Ferraris. He gave it to charity. That's how he started. And then you bring 2 of the better dudes in football who are exemplary at their craft at the same time. And he's gonna learn from them. Darius Robinson has Walter Payton Man of the Year written all over him. Clip that. And then you bring these 2 guys in to teach them the craft. Because it looks like, and there's been a lot of back and forth on Twitter. I don't really understand. They're moving him inside. Like, they don't need help on the outside. Situationally, maybe there's injury otherwise. Like, he played both in college. That's part of the reason why you draft him. It's difficult to excel at both positions, and he did. But for need, you move him inside, you make that a strength, you collapse the pocket. It's easier for the pass rushers to get off the edge. And that is a fantastic position to be in. That's the impact of Calais Campbell on the field. Like, this wasn't a splash signing, but it was so meaningful for this team. And I'm still surprised he signed here. Like, not surprised because they're not in a position to be able to give him what he wants as a player, like stability and culture and all that stuff that he didn't really have for a large portion of the time he was an Arizona Cardinal. But the fact that he came back on his own accord, it wasn't a money grab, it was nothing like that. He sees the vision and he wants to be a part of it. And hell yeah, dude. Welcome back. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. What's it going to be like off the field? Spoiler alert. About as good as on the field, which is pretty damn good. That's next. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by our friends at Monarch Money. For every bank account, every check your bank account, and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. And that's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. And Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, man. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. Take control over your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNFL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNFL for half off your first year. I know that Trey McBride got a contract extension, okay? Because I'm late to this already, I'm just going to do a show each because I think they both warrant a show each. I'm going to do the same exact format, the overall impact, on the field, off the field. I think it warrants both. And then we'll jump back into roster building, draft, etc. Wednesday through the rest of the week. Okay, it's going to be a heavy draft. I don't think recycling the same topics in the draft does anybody, does anybody any good. It's like, okay, this is going to be good for the Cardinals, okay? This offseason has been fantastic for the Cardinals. And I'm sorry it wasn't super splashy. I'm sorry that they didn't trade for, a Micah Parsons or whatever. Like, I know, okay. This has been one of the most impactful off seasons the Cardinals have had in quite some time. And what you're noticing is this offseason was snowballed from the position they were put in last offseason and the draft and the year before that. Slowly but surely building up the foundation to strengthen, to solidify, to raise that talent level, the talent floor. I don't care about the ceiling in 2025. I care about the floor, especially on offense. We'll talk about that tomorrow. The off-the-field stuff, I could just clear my throat for 30 seconds and you would know exactly what I'm saying. Calais Campbell is one of the best leaders this organization's ever seen. Selfishly, is one of the best interviews. I mean, I wasn't on the beat ever. I was in radio, but I went to practice. I went to games, interviews after games and stuff like that. It was never really something I wanted to do. I always just wanted to be, a radio guy or podcast guy. More power. I mean, those guys are way more talented than I am on the beat. Way more talented. But Calais Campbell is just one of the good people that the Arizona Cardinals have drafted, developed, ruined relationship with because they thought that he was over the hill, and then he played for another 6 years or something at the highest of levels. It's just like Steve Keim, good Lord. And yes, I'll give him credit for Trey McBride tomorrow. Okay, relax. Off the field, look at it now. So winning organizations have, I think Marcus Mosher last week, I think it was Tuesday of last week, he said 7. You need to have 7 stars, 7 above average guys. Blue chippers, I think is what he called them. But you need leaders too. And you need leaders too. And if your leaders are combined with those blue chippers, those guys, what I call the set and forget guys, the pillar guys, you're cooking. Who are the leaders of this team? Budda Baker, James Conner, Calais Campbell. I mean, that's 3 of your 7. I would still put Calais up there 100%. I would put Kelvin Beachum in there, not as, an elite guy, but as a perfect leader guy from the O-line position. He signed a 1-year deal too, coming back. I think that was pretty obvious. He's going to retire a Cardinal. One of the better offseason moves by Steve Keim years ago. The off-the-field stuff, like they're not searching for leaders in the locker room anymore. They've got plenty. Everybody's got their space. Everybody plays a completely different position than the other, which is amazing. It's not just like Budda Baker, Jalen Thompson, say like, Garrett Williams was here for 5 years and Max Melton. It's not a bunch of corners. It's one guy from a bunch of different positions, which is fantastic. It's everything you want. The Arizona Cardinals with Calais Campbell are 100 times better off the field with him than without him. And they were already good without him. The impact that Calais Campbell will bring to this organization for this year, maybe he plays again, who knows, is unquantifiable in an effort to solidify their journey back into relevancy. Welcome back. It's going to be fun. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. Remember, without you, there is no me. I'll talk to you tomorrow.